May 26, 2017 saw the release of Friday the 13th, the game, which excited many horror fans. The game started out on Kickstarter, which raised almost $1 million. Although the future of the game now is coming to a close because the expiration of the license was last year, and this year it is now time to close the book officially on this game. As a horror fan, it's sad to see that this game will be leaving at the end of this year on December 31st. In my opinion, they should have waited until June 13th of next year, considering that the day is actually Friday the 13th, but unfortunately, it's because the license has already expired last year. For those of you who want to play it before the service completely shut off, then you'll have to find a copy of the game. This is because it has been delisted for purchase since last year when they lost their license. The creators of Friday the 13th have even stated on Twitter last year saying, "The time has come. Our license for Friday the 13th, the game will expire on December 31st, 2023. On that date, Friday the 13th, the game will no longer be available for sale, both physically and digitally. The game will, however, continue to function through at least December 31st, 2024 if you already own it. At this time, we decided to reduce the price to $4.99 for the base game and 99 cents for the price of each DLC content. We will continue to offer the title and content at that price right up until it is removed from digital/physical storefronts on December 31st, 2023. We would like to thank our community for the dedication they've shown to Friday the 13th, the game, and Gun Interactive as a whole. And we are happy the game will live on a little while longer and continue to be enjoyed by anyone owning the game already." Now, in June 14, 2016, Dead by Daylight was released, and ever since then, people have been asking for Jason Voorhees to be added on to the ever-growing roster of killers. They already have Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Pinhead from Hellraiser, and many, many more. My personal favorite is the pig from Saw. Anyway, unfortunately for those who didn't know, game developers' behavior have stated many times before and had to explain that they basically can't because of licensing. You see, from what I know, the owner of the IP is Victor Miller, who is responsible for being the screenwriter for the original film, but he doesn't have complete control. While Victor does own the rights to Jason, he only owns the rights to the original movie, as I said before, and not the rest. You see, the rest of the movies are owned by Horror Incorporated, including specific elements like the character design of Jason. It's always depending on the sequels and the adaptations of the movies. This is because after a lengthy 5-year court battle, which started in 2016 between Horror and Victor, both the U.S. District Court and the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, that is a mouthful, acknowledged that Victor was in fact an independent contractor. Now, if you're wondering why the heck this even matters, is because since he was an independent contractor, it means that he had only temporarily assigned the rights to his script, and it always belongs to him, no matter if the movie did poorly, no matter if the movie did amazing, because he is a contractor or was a contractor at that specific time frame. Horror Incorporated does not have the rights to the script. It will always fall back on Victor having the rights to the original script. At least that's what the courts have decided. Now, this also means that Victor Miller is entitled to terminate the transfer of his copyright. He has the end say so to anything when it comes to the original movie. Unfortunately, this is what's happening. Friday the 13th, the game will still be available offline. However, people have noted that there isn't much to their offline mode, which is really sad because this game was really, really super heavily funded for multiplayer mode. This is what sold the game. This is what people wanted it for. And unfortunately, this is what people are not going to be receiving anymore because of the ever-growing copyright issue that they were going through. if they manage to, I don't even, I don't know if they could even manage to make it past anything else, in all honesty. I feel very, very bad for the people that really had this game close to their hearts. There was even one guy that said that this game is where he met his now wife, which honestly could not be any cuter. I sincerely, sincerely love this. I wish we had more wholesome stories like this when it comes to gaming. Please, if you have a story like this and you met your best friend or you met your wife or whatever, please put that in the comment section down below. I love like reading stories like this. But unfortunately, it is really sad that this game will be leaving us, at least, for the people that do not own it. Like I said, you better find a way to own it. You better look for a CD or anything to at least own it physically, because as they stated last year, it was no longer going to be available for purchase as of December 31st. But if you still want to play it for some reason in offline mode, you can do that. You can totally do that. You just need to own, as I said, you just need to own a physical copy of it. Digital copy, I don't see how you can get a digital copy, in all honesty. I don't think that's possible for right now or at all. It is sad to see that a great game is ultimately shut down because of copyright issues, because of licensing, IPs. It's really sad. This reminds me of Deadpool, how it was on shelves and then it was taken off shelves and then it was back on shelves again, then it was off shelves and on it. And then it just stopped because no one wanted to deal with the hecticness that was the IP for Deadpool. And unfortunately, I do see this happening with Friday the 13th when it comes to Jason Voorhees. Yes, it is settled. I do think behavior technically can go with Victor Miller if he's still holding it, which I will need to straight up look up, or they will need to straight up look up. This is what I can see from my research. He is still currently the holder of the IP for the original movie, and they will need to go to him. However, for that, I don't think he'll be that quick to shell out a deal with Behavior Interactive in order to do something with Dead by Daylight, which is really sad. It's really sad because you have, like I said, all of these really good killers, all these really iconic killers in Dead by Daylight, and I think that would give it more of a boost. Friday the 13th, the game was great while it lasted. I didn't have a chance to play it. I didn't get a chance to, buy it because I always just thought like, well, I don't, honestly, like I don't have friends to play like such a huge game like this. So I mostly was thinking about it in that aspect. But now that the game is not even going to be available online, I doubt anything's going to come of it. The servers are going to be gone. It's just a whole mess is what it is. Because even before they announced that the game will no longer be available for purchase, they literally had on their website that they were not going to be able to do any updates on the game because of the IP problem that they had. It was stuck in limbo for 5 years. No one knew what the hell was going to happen with that. And considering that it finished in 2021, I'm pretty sure the developers of Friday the 13th, the game, reached out to whoever had the licensing and wanted to come to some agreements. I'm pretty sure because I don't think they want their game to die out. I don't think they want that. I think in retrospect, they probably reached out and said, hey, we would like for this, for us to have at least, for us to renew the license, basically. And I don't think they managed to come to an agreement, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we are seeing the outcome. We are seeing that this game that could have been really good had it had a lot of care, had more care put into it, and gotten rid of the hackers that were the big problem from what I've saw on stream. If those things were looked at, they would have been such a great game, but unfortunately it was plagued by, essentially, in my opinion, As a horror fan, I am really sad. As a person who writes, as a writer, and as an author, this is a good thing because we are seeing that if you are a contractor, you can fight for your script. You can fight to have and maintain the IP of what you wrote. And it just makes them like, but this is also a loophole to where companies can just like hire you and be like, okay, you finished writing the script. Okay, you're fired. And then there you go. You don't really have the rights to that script because it is for the company. And I can see why he was awarded that, because as an individual contractor, he is not with any company. Obviously, that is by himself. And unfortunately, that is the outcome for for horror fans, because I don't think we're ever going to get another Jason Voorhees game. I think this was our like once in a lifetime shot for right now. If if they can set the IPs aside and if they can figure some stuff out, I think they can do something beautiful with that. Or like I said, go with Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight has an enormous community. It is growing by the day. I think that would be smart for Victor Miller to do if he wanted to make more money, but I just don't think that's what he wants right now. I just think in general, people are not going to want to deal with this mess of an IP. This reminds me so much of Deadpool. It is ridiculous how much it reminds me of Deadpool. But anyway, guys, I am so sorry it took me so long to make a video. I've been recording Assassin's Creed 2 because I decided, oh, let me play the Assassin's Creed games again. And I recorded, keep in mind, my PC is not that great. So I recorded 20 hours of footage of me playing the game. And 19 of those 20 hours were completely unusable. The recordings kept stuttering when I looked back on it, and it just looked like a horrid mess. I am upset because I basically have to re-record everything that I did. And there were some missions that I'm not going to lie, like tested my patience. I forgot how much they tested my patience. I forgot how much I didn't like certain aspects of the game. And yes, it's going to be a deep dive video. And I am also playing Gone Home. I remember someone did suggest that game to me whenever I did the blank of Rachel Foster. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, I will link it down in the description if I remember. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for having so much patience with me. If you leave, I'm so sorry. I am really sorry. But anyway, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much. We're almost done with this year. And unfortunately, this also means that, no more online Friday the 13th as of December 31st this year. Like I said, I would have tried and pushed it up until June 13th of next year, since that is literally Friday the 13th. But I just think it was just meant to open, close, again, messy IP. Like business wise, I look at this and I'm like, I wouldn't want to work with anything Jason Voorhees related because of this messy IP. Have a wonderful night, guys. Remember, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful time with your families. Remember, you are loved, you are cared for. There is always going to be someone that is going to look at you and look at you with joy. And guess what? There's a lot of people out there that do that. You just, you take a breather. I know this year has probably been hard on you, but just relax, take a breather, and remember that you're awesome. All right, guys. Have a great, great week. Bye-bye.